Hello, my name is Nick Goepper, two-time Olympic medalist. We're here back on the Mountain Morning Show, and we are here with some U.S. ski superstars. We have Ted Ligety, Max Hunt, and Andrew Miller. Ted, you've been an alpine racer for a long time. You've had an amazing, storied, successful career. You're an entrepreneur, four-time Olympian, 2 gold medals. You've got a kid now. What is new with Ted Ligety? What do you got going on?
What's new with me? I mean, I'd say the kid. I have a 1-year-old now, so that's really the large consumption of my time now. I mean, he's a pretty crazy little guy. He's an early walker, so he runs around, and it's hard to keep track of him. He wants to put everything in his mouth, and he'll wander off. So keeping him under control is definitely is a busy task. And otherwise, I still feel like I'm doing the same thing since I was 14 years old, basically.
That's great. I recently saw an Instagram post about you supplementing your kid for some workouts as a weight.
Yeah, exactly. He's a good medicine ball. You can use him as different weights. You throw him in a backpack. He's a good dead weight.
That's pretty funny.
So he's definitely a good supplement for the workouts. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great.
And he likes it too. He actually giggles when you do that stuff with him. So that creates some entertainment.
That's pretty amazing. Max, you are an up-and-coming alpine racer here from Park City. You're sitting next to an alpine racing superstar. What is it like to just be around one of your idols, and how does Ted inspire you?
Yeah, so I mean, growing up, you have Ted as a superstar to look up to. So it's pretty cool being from his home club and having him as an inspiration. Going over to Beaver Creek and watching him win World Cups over there, and it's been pretty cool growing up. And he's definitely somebody that I've looked to as an inspiration to try to, for my career, because he's come from Park City.
That's awesome. I definitely, I'd say Ted inspires me too. I mean, I see him in the gym all the time, and he's been to 4 Olympics. That's pretty cool. So Max, what's your season look like this year? Your travel schedule, you're young and up and coming. I mean, it's not your typical schedule for someone your age.
So we actually head down to New Zealand today.
Wow.
Yeah, we fly out this afternoon, and so we'll be in New Zealand, and then Europe in the fall, and then over to Colorado for early season prep, and then once it hits November, it's racing in Colorado, and then up to Canada. I'll be racing on the NorAm Tour, which is a few steps below the World Cup, but it's a lot of guys that are trying to make it up there eventually. So I'll be racing there, and once it hits November, I'm just bouncing around.
That's awesome. Well, that's awesome. And Andrew, you're a member of the U.S. ski team. You've had some success, some awesome success at the U.S. Alpine Junior Championships. And I see here that Ted has really also been an influence in your career, and you've been following him. And how has that sort of worked out? I mean, is Ted a mentor?
Oh, absolutely. I think having the privilege of training at the COE, I think it's so cool that the younger athletes and the older athletes get to train together, and so I get to watch him in the gym putting up his weight, and so then I try to put up my weight, and see what I can do.
Yeah, it's competitive.
And yeah, it's been competitive, and it's been really fun. I mean, I think Max and I are both excited to lead that next generation of Park City Rippers, because Ted showed us how exciting it is to reach that level, and we want to do that as well.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So Ted, I know you're a bit of an entrepreneur. You started Shred Optics, correct?
Yep.
So what's the future of Ted Ligaty's business ventures? What does that look like?
I mean, when I started, I was 21 years old, so it was a long time ago, and we've really adventured out, and we just started making goggles, and now we're making helmets and sunglasses and protective gear from mountain biking to skiing. So it's always a process, and it's a fun way to distract myself from the everyday grind of ski racing, get to use my mind in a different way, and think about the business side of things is really fun. And definitely, definitely closer to the end of my career than I am at the beginning of my career, so it's a good transition from then on as well. And it's nice that we have the office here in Park City too, over in Iron Horse, so it's nice to have ourselves re-immersed again in the Park City community. I started it, our warehouse was in my attic down in Silver Springs when I first started, and then the office was somewhere else for a couple of years, but now bringing it back here the last couple of years has been really fun. So
that's fantastic.
Fun to have it here.
That's great. That's great. So, okay, I have another question for you, Max. You're at the peak of your skiing career. You're in your prime. Where do you see yourself? Yeah. No. We're looking in the future.
Oh, in the future.
Not right now, but in the future. What are some of your big goals and aspirations? Where do you see yourself?
Let's see. I think overall World Cup title will be pretty cool someday. I think for a lot of athletes, that's the big kabam. I mean, it's like you have the Olympics, but at the same time, you have winning an overall title is one of the coolest things you can do as a ski racer. So it's going to take some time, but I think that's my ultimate goal in ski racing for sure.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Andrew, I got a little bit of an off-the-cuff question for you.
Okay.
Well, for most of the alpine racers, I see you guys at fundraisers, at events, at galas, and I will have to say you are the best dressed athletes on the US ski team. I mean, look at you. Where do you get your fashion advice from?
That's a great question. I don't know. I
mean, Spider must help
ski
you
racer.
out.
I think it's just the culture. I think we like to dress up, you know, just wherever we are,
Mom's
looking
credit
good.
card, that's right.
Yeah, mom's credit card. That's it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I only wear sweatpants and t-shirts.
Definitely depends on the athlete. Definitely depends on the athlete. But
Well, sometimes the slope-style park and pipe guys are looking like bums compared to you.
yeah, they got their own style.
Yeah, everyone has their own style. That's the unique
Exactly.
thing about the U.S. ski team is everybody's on one team, but it's kind of, there's little subcultures within it, within the different
Absolutely.
sports, and we all travel together and we all see each other around, and it's a really great environment to train and look towards the Olympics. So
Yeah, it's so fun.
well, thank you very much for joining us here on the Mountain Morning Show. We've interviewed some amazing Olympians, and catch us back for more.